What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out a brand new zombie card that just got revealed. This is actually going to be released in the OCG as a V-Jump promo, which means, unfortunately, we do not know how we're going to get this in the TCG, but I feel like it's never too early to analyze a card and figure out maybe how you can start working it into current archetypes in the TCG, or maybe how it might work with some of the future support coming out. You zombie players know that there is going to be a zombie structure deck coming out very soon, and maybe this card will actually work with some of the support in there, especially considering we still don't really know what the cover card of that zombie structure deck does. So maybe this card will actually end up working out with it. But anyways, this is Shinobi Necro. It's a level 2 dark zombie tuner monster. Anytime I hear zombie tuner monster in its level 2, I automatically think of Plague Spreader Zombie, but I think that Shiranui also have some level 2s in there as well. 800 attack, 0 defense because it's a zombie. So many zombie monsters have 0 defense. Both effects are hard once per turns, and it's dark attribute. I don't know if I said that already, so shout outs to Allure Darkness. It says, first effect, if a zombie monster other than this card is special summoned from your graveyard while this card is already face up, you can draw one card, then discard one card. Okay. That honestly seems simple enough to basically activate. Generally, I'm not blown away by this type of effect where you're sort of trying to fix your hand. However, in zombies, I feel like you get much more value out of this effect because zombies generally want to have some of their cards in the graveyard anyway. Some zombie decks run like Fairy Tale Snow. I think the greatest zombie of all time is Mizuki. That's probably like the most notable zombie. That card loves being in the graveyard. And really, when you think of the pure concept of zombies in Yu-Gi-Oh, they're cards that really want to hit the graveyard and then just summon themselves back. Like, think of how many ways zombies have of summoning themselves back. I mean, zombies even got their own Monster Reborn and Book of Life. So getting zombie monsters into the graveyard at the cost of drawing one card, it's no problem at all. It's a pretty good effect. Effect number 2. If this card is banished from the graveyard, either to activate a card effect or buy a card effect, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. I don't think the fact that it banishes itself after it's summoned really matters at all. People are just accustomed to that because of Plague Spreader Zombie and because, you know, that card has had that condition for such a long time. This is an effect that at first I was worried about, and I was like, wait a minute, so are we supposed to like banish it with Dark Arm or Blackluster Soldier or Fairy Tale Snow? But there are actually a decent amount of zombies that can banish this card rather easily from the graveyard. I think one of the best ones is Shuden Doji. That card can actually banish 2 zombies, and then you get the draw card. So not only will you be drawing one, but then you'll also be summoning one, and that'll give you 6 stars on board for you to drop a level 6 synchro, or, you know, maybe like a zombie link 2. You also have Gozuki. Gozuki can actually banish a zombie monster when it's sent to the graveyard. So basically that'll just, you know, Gozuki, you normal summon it, and then boom, you instantly get to dump a zombie in the graveyard. Maybe you dump like Mizuki, and then when your Gozuki goes to the grave, you can banish, you know, your copy of your Shinobi, and then it's just going to summon itself. You still have Mizuki and whatnot. So I also think that this card is, it gives Shiranui Solitaire also another like legitimate target, because I don't know, whenever I see Shiranui Solitaire, like 99.9% of the time, all anyone ever summons is Unizombie, but this is actually like a second card that zombie players can go into, and I just feel like having more options is always a good thing. And you know, there are probably other targets for Shiranui Solitaire outside of just Shinobi Necro and Unizombie, but you know, I never really see them, so I'm not really going to talk about those. And also, I do think that this card has a lot of decent applications and an archetype that I really just don't like, and that is Vendreads. Everybody knows how I feel about that archetype, but personal bias aside, this card actually has some really good synergy with Vendreads. And you know, Vendreads is an archetype that's basically struggling for cards. This card can be activated from the graveyard. If you happen to banish it from Vendread Origin, your ritual spell, you can banish it and then instantly summon it, which is actually pretty cool. It's it's even level, which really works well with Slayer, that is level 6. And then if you happen to summon it, or if you happen to have it in the graveyard when you've already got Slayer on the field, if Slayer actually battles, you can banish it from the graveyard from Slayer, and then you can actually just summon it on the field. So either way, you can kind of get it and Slayer on the field at the same time, and then you can turn those 2 monsters into a Cyframe Lord Omega. When your Necro banishes itself, it's not a problem, because then Omega can just put it back in the graveyard, and then Slayer will, you know, kind of float as well into a ritual spell. So I think it actually has some really good uses in Vendreads. But anyways, Shinobi Necro, what do you guys think of this card? Leave it in the comment section below. Also, when do you think that we'll get this card released in the TCG? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.